So in this video, we are going to learn how to remove subscriber from a group in Sender for new row in Google Sheet. Now suppose guys, if you're using Sender as an email marketing platform, this automation is going to help you a lot. So using this automation, whenever you are going to add a new row of data with the user details into the Google Sheet, that user, that particular user whose data we are adding into the Google Sheet, that user will be removed from a group in our Sender account. So if you already have that user, that person or that invalid email address as a subscriber in Sender, that particular subscriber will be removed from the group in your Sender account. You can actually automate this process. Now, if you want to know how you can set up this automation in such a way that you enter the details of the subscriber in Google Sheet and that subscriber gets removed from your Sender account. To know this, you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. After reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Google Sheets to Sender. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's start with our trigger window. Now the idea here is, first we have to connect our Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window. So here guys, in this Google Sheet, I'm adding the details of the invalid users or the details of the user to whom I want to remove from a group in my Sender account. So here I have subscribers in my Sender account, and for that subscriber, I have created different groups. Now I want that for whatever invalid user or a removed user or an unsubscribed user, the details of whatever user I'm going to enter in my Google Sheet, I want to remove that user from their group. In whatever group they are added, we want to remove that subscriber from that group. So to do this, first we will be connecting this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window and get the details of the new row of data of new user details which we will be adding inside Pabbly Connect so that this automation workflow could trigger. And after that, after getting the details of the user from Google Sheet, using this automation, we are going to send those same details to Sender and we are going to remove that user from the group in our Sender account. So let's see how it is done. Starting from our trigger window, in Choose App, search for Google Sheets. Just select it. After selecting Google Sheets, in Trigger Event from the drop-down, select the trigger event as New or Updated Spreadsheet Row. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. And to add this webhook URL in our Google Sheet, we just have to follow the help text given below over here. Just copy this webhook URL from here and go to our Google Sheets account. After coming to the sheet, just go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, here we can see that we have reached to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks, Pabbly, Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And here you can see that Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheets account. And after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is a very important step. After refreshing our Google Sheet, go to Extensions and this time you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on can be seen over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. After clicking on Initial Setup, this box will appear in front of us. And it is basically asking us three different things. First one is Selected Sheet, that the data of a new row from which particular sheet we want to send to Pabbly Connect. So guys, it is most likely possible that you might have created a Google Sheet and in that Google Sheet, you might have created multiple sheets over here as well. So the data of a new row from which particular sheet we want to send to Pabbly Connect. We have to select that sheet over here. Right now in this Google Sheet, you can see I have only one sheet named as Sheet 1. That's why by default it has selected Sheet 1 over here. After this, it is asking us for the webhook URL. Now here in the field of webhook URL, we have to enter the exact same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here and then paste it over here. And after pasting the webhook URL, the last thing it asks us is the trigger column. Now you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is basically the last data entry column of our Google Sheet. For example, in the background you can see in this Google Sheet, column C is going to be my trigger column because it is the last column in which my data exists. After column C, in any of the column, none of my data does not exist. So I will be selecting column C as the trigger column and then just click on this send test button. Now when we click on send test, it is showing us test data sent successfully. This means the data of the first row after the headers, like in row number 1, we have all the column headers. The data of row number 2 is been sent to Pabbly Connect. So let's check it. We will go to a Pabbly Connect workflow and yes, here you can see that we have received some response from Google Sheets. And in this response, you can see the details of that exact same row of that exact same user. Here you can see the row index, the row number as 2. You can see the name of the person, you can see the mobile number and the email. Means the details of the same user which were added in our Google Sheet, that same data, those same responses are now received inside Pabbly Connect. So here guys, the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. We have successfully connected our Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect in such a way that whenever a new row of data will be added in our Google Sheet, the data of that same row will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So let's click on this submit button, and as we click on submit, we will see it is showing us setup configured successfully. So we have successfully saved these settings. After doing this, once again we have to go to extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and this time we have to select send on event option. By selecting send on event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever the data in a new row is added in our Google Sheet, instantly, immediately send that data of that newly added row to Pabbly Connect. So after connecting our Google Sheet and getting the user details inside Pabbly Connect, what we want to do? We want to send these user details to sender and we want to remove this user from the group in our sender account. But before doing that, we have to find out that in which particular group in our sender account this user exists. So what we are going to do, we will first scroll down and come to this action window. And here in choose app, we are going to search for sender. Just select sender over here. After selecting sender, in action event from the drop down, we have to select the action event as search subscriber. Then just click on connect and select add new connection over here. Now here guys, to connect our sender account, we have to enter the API access token of our sender account over here. Now here you must be thinking how you can get the API token of your sender account. So to get it, just go to your sender account and from the left sidebar, just go to this settings option over here. After coming to this settings page, just go to API access token. And yes, here you can see the API token of your sender account. If you want, by clicking on this create API token button, you can generate a new token as well. But right now in this video, I will be using this existing token. I'll just copy this token from here and paste it over here. And after pasting it, just click on save. Now when we click on save, here you can see that our sender account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first and the only thing it asks us is the email. That what is the email address of the subscriber to which we want to search inside sender, whose details we want to retrieve over here. So we have entered the email address of the user of the subscriber in our Google Sheet and we have received the Google Sheet response over here in this Pabbly Connect trigger window. So what we want to do, we want to search for this particular subscriber in our sender account. That what is the subscriber ID of this user, what are the other details, in which particular group in our sender account this subscriber exists. So we have to basically first map this response of email address which we have received from Google Sheet over here in this email field. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and here in this drop down, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from our Google Sheet over here of a new row of a new user details. Out of all of these responses, select this response of email and map it over here. After mapping the email address, just click on save and send test request. And when we click on save and send test request, here you will see we are going to receive the response. And in this response, you can see the details of this exact same subscriber who has this email address in our sender account. So we'll just go to a sender account, we will go to subscribers, and here you can see this is the subscriber demo user whose details we have added in our Google Sheet. So we want to remove this subscriber from the group in our sender account. Now here you can see that this subscriber do exist in my sender account, and here you can see this exact same details what we have added in our sender account. You can see the same details of the subscriber over here. Here you can see the ID, the unique ID of the subscriber. You can see the email address. You can see the name, mobile number, address, and all the other details. Also, we will scroll down, and when we will scroll down, here you can see the tag as well, that in which particular group in our sender account this subscriber exists. So the name of the group is test group, and here you can see the unique group ID as well. So here when we'll go to the group section, we'll go to groups in sender, and we will go to test group. And here you can see this subscriber demo user do exist in this particular group. So using this automation, whenever we add the details of the user in Google Sheet, we want to remove this user from this particular group in our sender account. So what we are going to do, we have successfully retrieved the details of the subscriber, like the name of the group group ID, and also the unique ID of the subscriber. So in the next step, we are going to remove this subscriber from this group in our sender account. For that, we will just scroll down, click on this Add Actions tab button over here. And then once again in this action step, we are going to search for sender. Just select it. After selecting sender, in action event from the drop down, select the action event as remove subscriber from group. Just select it. Then just click on connect and select add new connection over here. Now here guys, we have to connect our sender account with Pabbly Connect once again. But because we have made the connection in the previous step, we don't have to make a new connection over here. You can select the existing connection and click on save. And when we click on save, we will see the same sender account of ours will get connected with Pabbly Connect in this action step as well. Now this time after making the connection, the first thing it asks us is the group, that in which particular group this subscriber do exist over here. So guys, every time we are going to enter the details of a new subscriber in our Google Sheet to remove them from the group. And every subscriber might have a different group in our sender account. This means this option, this drop down of group is going to change for every new subscriber, every new row of data we enter. Every time this automation workflow, it will have the different group. So in the previous step, after searching for the details of the subscriber, we have received the response of the name of the group and the unique group ID. So what we are going to do, we are going to map this response of group ID over here in this group field. So here in the drop down, you can see a list of all the groups which we have, and we have to select the group from which group we want to remove this subscriber. So what we are going to do, we will just turn this mapping button on and clear the default response. And after clearing the response, from the drop down from sender responses, we are going to map the response of the ID of the group in which this sender or this particular subscriber exists. So we have mapped the group ID that from this particular group, we want to remove the subscriber. Now after this, it is asking us for the subscriber, that who is the subscriber to whom we want to remove. And in the drop down, you can see a list of all the subscribers over here. Right now in my sender account, I have only 2 subscribers, and you can see the email address of the subscriber over here. But in the previous step, as we have received the details, we have fetched the details of the subscriber, we have also received the unique ID of the subscriber as well. So instead of adding the email address over here, so from the drop down, instead of selecting the email address of the user, what we are going to do, we will turn this mapping button on, and we are going to map the response of this subscriber ID, unique subscriber ID over here. So to map it, what we will do, we will just scroll down and we'll just click here. And from the drop down, we are going to map the response of this data ID over here from the previous step. So after searching for the subscriber, we have received the unique ID of the subscriber, and we have mapped the subscriber ID over here. But the help text says, select the multiple subscriber that would be deleted from this group. Or you can map the subscriber ID in double quotes by comma separate value inside square bracket. So using this same step, if you want, you can remove multiple subscriber as well. But using this automation, we just want to remove one subscriber at the time. But we have to actually map this subscriber ID in double quotes and in square brackets. So what we are going to do, we will just open the square bracket, we will add a double quote over here, we will close the double quote and close the square bracket as well. So we have to enter the subscriber ID of the subscriber to whom we want to remove from the group in sender in this way, in double quotes, and that too in square bracket. So we have entered the subscriber ID in the same format. Now just click on save and send test request. And when we click on save and send test request, here you will see we are going to receive a response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that this particular tag or this particular group or this subscriber has been successfully removed from this group in our sender account. So let's check it. We will go to a sender account and we will just go to this group section. And we are going to select that same group over here, test group. And yes, here you can see that earlier we were having that particular subscriber in this group, but now we don't have that subscriber in this particular group in our sender account. This means using this automation, we have successfully removed the subscriber from a group in our sender account whose details we have added in our Google Sheet. Means the automation workflow which we have created in this video, this automation is working perfectly fine. Now guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow once. Here in my sender account, I have another subscriber with this name, test user, and this is the email address. So I'm just going to enter the details of this subscriber into the Google Sheet, and we are going to test that as we add the details of the subscriber in Google Sheet, immediately that same subscriber will be removed from our sender account or not. So let me enter the details of the user, test user, and this is the email address and the mobile number. So the mobile number is this. Okay, so just now in our Google Sheet, we have entered the details of a new user, of another test user. And we will see as we enter this detail into the Google Sheet, immediately this user, this subscriber will be removed from the group in our sender account. So we'll go to a sender account and refresh this page once. And yes, here you can see that in our sender account in this test group where we had that subscriber, the subscriber has been successfully removed from that group. This means we have tested this automation in real time and this automation is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of this exact same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestion, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.